I'm going to highlight the Otus advanced assessment called File Upload today. It's a kind of a neat one, and I think there could be a lot of uses for it out there. So it is an advanced assessment. So we're going to go to create an assessment, choose advanced, and assessment name, I'm going to say like video upload. And assessment type, remember you have to fill all of these out. And grading scale, I'm just going to go points, but you could do standards based also. And then I'm going to click next. And then from here, you're going to go kind of down to the bottom and you're going to click the create button. Give it a little name about this item. So this is going to be maybe upload video. And I'm going to click add new. And the quickest way to get to it, there are a couple ways, obviously. You can click type file and it will pop up there. You can also scroll down and choose other and it will be there as well. So I'm going to click it there. And you can compose the question here, so you can put any instructions that you want. You can insert your own video here if you want to. I'm just going to say upload the video. We'll say the PSA you created about Red Ribbon Week. Okay, and then you have some options here. I'm going to come back to this one for a second. So accepted file type. So you can kind of funnel in what you want to allow. So if it is just a video that you want them to upload, you might check only this video box. Or if it's a picture you want them to upload, you might only check JPEG or PNG or maybe leave GIF available. If it's just a PDF that you're accepting, then you can deselect all of these and just leave PDF there. If it's, a Word document or a PowerPoint or something like that that you're having them do, you can select what you want them to have. You can select how many max files that you want to send. I'm going to select video, because that's kind of the question I have set up. This option is pretty neat here, this enable photo capture. So especially with kids using Chromebooks, they can have something on their screen and then they can just capture a photo either of something they're holding in their hand or of their screen and just upload it here for you, and it's in Otus Assessments ready for you to grade. So that is a really neat feature for you to use here. And then that's all you do. You just would then, whoopsie, come on back. Stop. You would just hit save there, and there it's as easy as that. As easy as what? Here we go. Here is the preview. This is what the students would see. They would click upload a file and attach their video that you had them do, and then it's ready for you to grade. So pretty simple. It's a quick way for them to turn something into you, and you have some control over what file types they send into you. So try it out. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help you. Hey there. I'm going to be demonstrating about how to use the Otus Advanced Assessment written and recorded. Okay, so you're going to create an assessment, and it's going to be an advanced one, and then I'm just going to name it written and recorded so I know what I'm talking about. The assessment type doesn't really matter. The kids can see what you choose, but as far as it, putting it in a certain place, it doesn't matter. It's just kind of a category. I'm going to go ahead and choose points for grading scale, but if you're standards based, you can choose that and then click create. And then you're going to give this just a second to load, and then you're going to scroll down to your item bank at the bottom, and you're going to click the big blue plus create button. And then you can give it a title. If you're doing something specific, you'll want to name, this something, like if you're having the kids, read an excerpt from a book, you might give it the book title name in chapter 1 or something like that. So just name that something specific, and then you're going to click add new. And so here's where you choose the question type. So there's a couple different ways to get to it. If you scroll down, it's actually listed here, written and recorded. Or if you want to just start typing written And that didn't work, I guess, because it's listed down here. So I'll cancel that. Written and recorded. So under this category, there are 5 different choices for you to make. So these first 2 are both just for essays. So if you want kids to type an essay or turn one into you, they could type it in Google Docs and then copy and paste it here into Otus to turn it into you. Or if you just want them to type it in Otus, they can do that also. So the difference between these two is that this essay with rich text, that just means they have a few more options with like font and how it looks. So they can do bold and underline and italics, and they can do bulleted lists. Okay. With plain text, they don't have those options. No bold, no bullets, anything like that. It's just straight up plain text. Okay. And then short text is just a really short answer. It doesn't have a very big letter count in there. Like this one, I think we'll do 10,000 words. This one's very short. I'm not sure, but it's not that. So you might put, a picture of a famous person and then tell you who it is, or put a picture and, what emotion does this evoke, or something like that. So something with a really short answer. These last 2 are kind of my favorites in this category, the audio recorder and the video recorder. So if you want kids to read to you, so if you have a reading assignment for them to do, and I'm thinking even from littles to our big kids, have them read something, just have that audio recorder. The webcam's not on, it's just recording their voice, and have them read to you and turn that into you. How cool is that? If you want to take it one step further, you can do the video recorder, and it will do kind of what I'm doing, but it'll be a video recording of them. You could, again, have them reading to you. If you are like a music teacher and you want to have them, play on the violin and send it to you or something like that, you could do that as well. Or have them interview someone and have them record it. So lots of different things you can do with that. And just when you click on them, they each have kind of specific settings that you might want to look at. So for example, this is the video recorder. You can set a maximum length and it's in seconds. So if you told the kids, don't go over 2 minutes, then you would set it accordingly, right? So anyway, just some options in there for you to check out when you're ready. And then when you set it, and here's the STEM question. So let's say you would like read one paragraph of your choice from the book you checked out at the library today. So that could be their question, and then they just record the video and submit it to you, and then you go through and grade it, and you're ready to go. So you'll just hit save, and there it goes. You're ready, and you just assign it from here, or if you're not ready to assign it, you can save and exit. So that is written and recorded. Lots of different things you can do with it. Just make it your own, try it out, and if you have any questions, as always, give me a call. Thanks. This video is going to demonstrate how to create a token highlight item in Otus's advanced assessments. So you're going to start in assessments, and I already have started. You're going to click on an advanced assessment. Actually, I'll just create a new one. Okay, so here we are in advanced assessments, and you're going to click this blue create button. And then this is going to be Fireflies token highlight. And then you're going to click add new. And I'm going to search for token here because this is all the question types that are available in Otus. So there it is. Okay, so now we're going to create this item in a question. So you're going to actually enter your question here. So depending on what you want the kids to demonstrate to you, it could be something like click on each of the verbs in the sentences below. Or it could be choose the sentence below that is the thesis statement for the writing. Or it could be choose the paragraph below where you see foreboding or something like that. So the question here depends on what you want. And if you're choosing one, like choose the verbs in the sentences below, you can list sentence after sentence after sentence, and the kids can have several to choose from. So for me, I'm going to do the sentence one. So I'm going to be select the sentence that explains the chemical reaction that causes fireflies to light up. Okay. And then here in the template section, this is where your text is going to go. So you can either type stuff directly in here, you can copy and paste into here, which is what I'm going to do. And also you always have this image, if you want to add some things to it just to make it a little more attractive. So under edit template, you're just going to put your text here. So again, it could be a list of sentences for them to choose from. You could have choices, like if you're doing pronouns, you could do like he or him, in little parentheses, and they select either he or him or she or she, however you want to do that. Then you're going to click edit token. So a token in this sense is how many things, for lack of a better word, do students have to click on, or how many choices do they have to click on. So you can either do it by sentence, paragraph, or word. So if I click word here, just click OK there, you can see here that every single word is a separate token for the students to click on. So right now, they have a choice of clicking every single word as their answer. And there are 501 tokens in this. So that's not a very good way to do it. But here's a kind of a cool thing. If this were a smaller amount, you can deselect words. Like if you don't want fireflies to be available for them to click on, or maybe reaction, or the word to. And if this were the only sentence, you can differentiate pretty easily by deselecting some things for the students. So that's one way to do it. You can also do it by paragraph, which now there are 3 tokens, right? Because they can either click on paragraph 1, paragraph 2, or paragraph 3. So they have 3 choices to click on. Or you can do it by sentence, and they have 23 items that they could choose as their answer, because there are 23 sentences. And you can see here that there's a break in between the sentences. So for my question, this is the one that I'm going to choose. Okay, so in this section, we have edited the template, which means we've put our text in here that the students are going to choose from. We've edited the token, which means we've chosen either word, paragraph, or sentence and kind of given them the option. Now we're going to scroll down, and here we select the correct answer. So here, if you were choosing which words are pronouns or which ones are verbs, you would go through and you would select them for the correct answer. That's how it would grade it for you. For my answer, oxygen combines blah blah. So here is my answer, right? Because I asked them what explains how fireflies light up. So for me, that's my answer. Okay, and now we're gonna, really, that's all there is to it. You just set the correct answer, and then you come back up here and you save it. And that's the token highlight question. What I like to do is preview it always. So I'm gonna click here. I probably should have done that before I clicked out. There was a preview button and I didn't do it. Okay, here is preview, and I'm gonna click preview. This is what it'll look like in the student version. Select the sentence that explains, right? And then they're going to click through here, and that is clickable. Okay, that is not clickable. I don't think I'm in preview mode here. Now I'm in preview mode, and they're lighting up. Okay, so a student could click on that one if they think that's the right answer, or they can click on that one, right? So here it tells you 1 out of 1 if it's correct. Okay, so that's the token highlight question. Really easy to set up and a great question. A lot of different things that you can do with it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help you. This video will demonstrate how to use the Otus Advanced Assessment label image with text, or label image with drag and drop, or label image with drop down. So they all kind of set up the same. It's just kind of depending on what you want your students to be able to give back to you. So I'm going to start with showing you an example. So this is a finished product, and this is what the student would see. I have the question here, and I've inserted a picture of this evaluation form, and they were supposed to fill in whatever's missing. Okay, so I've put response boxes on each of the cells in the table where something's missing. And for this one, I did a drag and drop. So they do have a word bank at the bottom. Okay, so they're going to be able to click on this and drag forward. So dresses appropriately for work will be here beside well-groomed, clean, and neat. Okay, so that's one option, and they're just labeling this image that I put up there. So I just wanted you to kind of see what the end product was, and I'm going to show you how to build one. So you're going to go to assessments and click create assessment, and it is an advanced assessment. And remember, you just have to fill each of these out. So this might be unit 2 test, and we're going to make it an advanced, or just make it a test, and grading scale is going to be points, and then next. Okay, so now we're going to start building items for our test. So we're going to click create and say something about this. We're going to do label a cell. This is going to be the example that I show you. So we're going to click add new. And here in this search bar, you can find it quickly by just starting type in label. And here are your 3 options: label image with drag and drop, label image with drop down, and with text. Okay, again, they all set up pretty similarly in that you upload a picture and then you just place your response boxes wherever you need them. So I'm going to do the drag and drop to show you. Okay, so you're going to put your question here. So you're just going to type here for your question. So label the cell below. And then you're going to upload your picture. So you're going to edit this one. Oh, here, I'll show you how I got the picture. So here I have this picture on a Google Doc, and if I want to use it in my Otus, I'm just going to use my snipping tool here and click new. And I'm just going to do a really quick snip of it here, just kind of highlight so it gets all of it. It did catch a little bit of that. That normally wouldn't be there. But I'm going to go ahead and click save snip and save it as cell. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to Otus and replace the image that's there. I'm here in my pictures. I'm just going to type cell in my file name and then click open. And it's too big. All right. That one is too big, so let's go back. Make this a little smaller. Okay. Cell 2. Let's see if this one works. Okay, back to Otus, replace. Cell 2. Open. Cross your fingers. All right, that one worked. Okay, so it was just a little too big the first time. All right, so there's a little bit of a preview of the cell. You've got some more options here where you can choose the width and height. This, you might just have to play with it a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and click OK and then go back to see what it looks like. If you feel like you need to adjust these widths or heights, you can come back here. And my recommendation is you only adjust one of them, and then it's going to adjust it in proportion itself. So I usually just adjust the width and then let height, fall into place. So I'm going to click OK. So if this size looks okay for what I'm wanting to do, so I'm not going to, edit it anymore. However, if I did, here's your image preview. I could just go in here to edit, and it'll take me back, and I can adjust the size if I need to. So you're going to scroll down, and here's where you're going to enter in your response containers. Okay, so here they are. You can draw them and resize them. You can add pointers to them if you want to, or you can delete them. So I'm just going to click on this one. And actually, this one might need, I'm going to put it kind of right here. So that's clearly for this line, right? And then I'm going to just click on number 2 here, and I'm going to drag it. You can resize these just by dragging that corner. I'm going to pull number 2. I'm not sure what it's pointing at. I'm going to put number 2 right there. I'm going to grab number 3, pull it up here. Okay. And I'm just placing response containers. So here's 1, 2, 3. Now we need another one. What I like to do is if I have one the size that I like, you can either hit this plus sign right here to get another one, or you can just copy and paste this one. So I'm going to select this number 3. I'm going to do Control C, Control V, and it made me a copy, the exact size that I want, right? And then they're all kind of uniform also. So I'm going to do Control V again, go up here and grab 5. Control V again, grab 6 and drag it down. Control V again, drag 7 down, Control V, and I've got 8. And Control V, and then there's 9. Okay, so now they all have a response container. Now, you can change fill color if you want. There's some, options that you can do. You're going to, since we did, which one did we do? Drag and drop? Yeah, drag and drop. So here is where you're going to list your possible choices. So if some of these are like cell membrane, you might list that. You might list mitochondria, and I do not know what the rest of them are, but you can add more choices right down through here, however many you need. We had 9 boxes, so you're probably going to need 9 choices. So you're going to add your 9. And then here, you're going to assign the points that you want it to have, and then you're going to set the right answer. So whichever one of these is mitochondria or cell membrane, you're going to click and you're going to drag up. So that's, I don't know, maybe cell membrane. I'm sorry. Sorry, science teachers. But you're going to drag up in here and whichever one. So you're going to set the right answer and it will grade it for you. So then you're going to, I think you're ready to go. That was in my way. More options are here. So this is important on the scoring type. On exact match, they have to get every one of them correct or they're not going to get any points. So I'm usually a little leery on doing those when it's one item test. So what I like to do is do partial match per response. And what that does is it looks at each individual response. It'll give the students credit for the ones that they got correct and only count off for the ones that they got wrong. There are some other options here that you can do, but I think that one is ready to go. And then you're just going to click save. And here is that question in your bank. Okay, so let's look and see what it looks like. So if you click on it, it's going to give us a preview. Here's our nice cell. Here's all of our response boxes. We would have had, all of our options down here for the word bank, and you just click and drag and move them up. So that is label image with drag and drop, and the other two work very similarly. I can see lots of ways to do this. I'll just show you some examples. Of course, that was one of them. Here's a math example that you could do. Find 4 ordered pair solutions by completing the table. This is the question part, right? And then you're just going to do a snip of this table and save it as a picture and put it in there, and then the students can fill in the table with their correct answers. So that's a way to do a math one. And then here's the one that I showed you in the beginning, the example. This is just a table that I already had created. I just took a snip of it and put it in there, and then the students fill in each of the empty cells. So lots of different ways to use this. It just depends on what you need. Obviously, maps are, kind of an obvious thing that you can do for it, but lots of kind of creative ways that you can use this one. So I hope you like it. If you start doing it and you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks. This video is going to show you how I took a worksheet and I'm converting it into Otus so that it's electronic. You can use it year to year and the kids can do it online. Always have a copy of it, not worry about losing their copy. And depending on what kind of question that you put in to here, it'll grade it for you also. So here we go. So this worksheet that I'm doing, I'll just show you. Let me put it in front of my face. This is page 1. This is an excerpt of Ronald Reagan's inaugural address. And then on the back, page 2, is the rest of it, and then 5 questions about it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go into create assessment, and it's going to be an advanced assessment, so choose that. Remember, on this, you have to put in something for all 4 of these. So assessment name, this is called the Reagan Revolution worksheet. I can spell, but I can't type. I'm going to name this one number 2 because I have already created this to practice and I don't want to confuse myself later. So number 2, and assessment type. You can choose anything here. It really doesn't matter. I think the kids can see it. So if you want it to count as a test for a little more weight, you can do that. This is obviously a worksheet, but just remember, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But the kids can see what you assign it as. Grading scale, I'm going to just choose points and then create. Okay, and you're going to give this just a second to load. This is your little assessment builder, and you're going to scroll down a little bit to this item bank, and you're going to click create for a new item. And what I'm going to do on this one is actually I'm just creating one item for this entire worksheet, and I'm going to just layer different components into the item. Okay, so I'm going to give this title, I'm going to just name it again, the Reagan Revolution. Okay, and then I'm going to add something in there. So the first thing I'm going to add is a little place for the instructions, because there is a little typed excerpt at the top that the kids would want to see. So I'm going to use this feature right here. So notice first that this has questions where you see all the different types of questions, but this is a great little option here in Otus, and I overlook it a lot. So you're going to click on features, and we're just going to enter in a passage. So it's highlightable text that you can use across multiple items. So we're just going to enter in a passage, and the heading, I'm going to name it directions. And then just to save time, since I already did this once, I'm going to pause for a second and go get that text, and I'm just going to paste it in. Okay, and I'm back with this, and I'm going to paste. So I actually hand typed the first time these instructions in from the worksheet, and then this little section in italics, it just kind of explains a little bit more about the presidency. Okay, so really that's all I'm putting in there for the directions. So I'm just going to hit the save button, and then I'm going to click back into it and click edit, which is a weird little quirk about it, because what you need next, remember, this is one item and I'm adding several layers to it. So that's layer 1, is just the directions. The next layer is this little plus sign right here, and I'm going to click it, and I'm going to add another feature, and this time I'm going to put the inaugural address in there, okay, kind of the excerpt from it. It's not the entire thing. So I'm going to click on features, and I'm going to choose passage again, highlightable text passage, and here I'm just going to put, I think it's, Ronald Reagan. There, I already have it in there because I did already do this. Okay, inaugural address. All right, and again, I had it in worksheet form. I did Google the inaugural address. I got the long text of it, and I just copied and pasted all the pieces in there. I'm going to pause for a second. Actually, I'll just go back to it here while you're here and get all this text, because I just copied and pasted it once already. Okay, and that should be it. Hopefully, I'm just going to Control C. Come back here and Control V. Okay, and so here's the entire passage that you want the students to see while they're doing it. So we've got to add that in there, and that's it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to hit save. All right. now what we're going to do, we've got the directions, we've got the inaugural address, and now all we have left are the 5 questions. Okay, so again, we're going to hit the little plus sign here. And these are just short answer questions that the students would respond to. So I'm going to type in short, and here's short text, which is exactly what we want, short text responses. We're going to hit that plus sign and enter the question here. I'm going to copy and paste again because just to save time here. But I would type them in, or if you have the worksheet in an electronic form, you can just copy and paste there also. So now with short answer, it won't grade itself. However, you can set, a correct answer. You can do exact match. You can do any text containing, but you're going to have to grade these yourself. You can try to enter some key points in there. More options. If you want to set a character limit, you might want to do that. So you might want to go ahead and up that character limit. You might, just do like 500 just to be on the safe side. It's not going to let me. So maybe 150. So just be careful. If you need longer text, you might try a different text, like do paragraph or something like that instead of short text. So there is that question, and you're just going to hit. If you want more points than 1, you would adjust that there for this question, and click save. All right, so there's that question there. I'm going to do plus. I'm going to do another short answer question, short text. For the question, I'm going to go back to this one that I've already created. And nope, that's not where I'm going. And just paste. And again, you can mess with your settings here if you want to. I'm going to click save. So I've got 2 questions in, and I have plus again. Let's see if they have a paragraph. Long, maybe long. Okay, so maybe if you want longer text, you can do that. So let's just do, I didn't do that before, but just in case you're wanting more than 150 characters. Okay, and here's the word limit. It's like 10,000. All right, so definitely more room there. So I'm going to click save on that one. Okay, so now we have those 3 in there, which does give you a lot more. And see that the word count is there. And I'm going to hit plus again. I'm going to go back to short. And I'm going to go get this question, just copying and pasting. And you can change whatever you want in the settings. I'm going to hit save, and then I'm going to get the last one. Just type it in short here. Okay, and then here is the last question. Okay, and then I'm going to click save. And now what I want to do is work on the layout, which is going to change how the kids see it, because I actually don't want them to have to read the directions here and then have to scroll down to read the address and then get down here to the questions, because they're going to have to be referencing the inaugural address several times as they're answering the question. So if you notice this settings option right here, we're going to click on that, and this will let you lay out your page. And I really like for this one, you can choose a percentage, right? So I like this 70-30. So what this is going to do, because the inaugural address is going to take up so much more space than our 5 questions, right? So I want this area to be bigger so the address, will fit there, and then just a small space for the questions. I also really like this vertical divider. It's just kind of a preference for me to put in between there. So there's for sure a separation between, the text and then the questions. And then I'm going to hit apply. And there are more options if you guys want to, explore those. But I'm going to hit apply. And now what I have to do is set it up. So if you see this plus sign here, I can either just click and add a new entry right there, but I want the directions to be here and I want the address to be here. But what I want is to move these questions over to the small side. So I'm just going to click on this button that says move, and I'm going to pull it over here and let go. And it didn't go anywhere. I'm going to click and drag it, make it go myself. Come on, get up there. I know there's a faster way to do this. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, I just used my roller ball. And then I'm going to drop the short text right there. Okay, and then I'm going to go down and get the other one. Use my roller ball. And I want it right here. Another short text. So now I'm putting the questions here on this side. Here's this one over. Use my roller ball. I think I clicked. Okay, two more. And then last question. Okay, so now I have, here's my 70-30 split. I have the directions and then the inaugural address here. And then I have the 5 questions beside it. And then I always like to see a preview because you actually get to see what the kids will see by clicking that. So if you click preview, you can see exactly what the kids are going to see. So they're going to read these directions and it says read the excerpt below and then answer the questions, right? So they have all of this to read. And then they can come over here and answer their questions. They'll just click in here and type, the answer here. And they'll keep on typing and they can go down the next question. They can come over here and you can notice they're both scrolling at the same time. So, you can look and scroll and it's just great. And so then when you're finished, you just click save. And then if you're really finished and you're ready to assign it, you can assign it from here because you just added that worksheet on there and just go and assign it to the class. If you're not quite ready to assign it yet, you can just hit save and exit. And the Reagan Revolution number 2 will be in your drafts until you assign it. And so here's the one I created earlier today that I was copying and pasting from. I did another one called the 1990s. And so there is that one. So I hope it helps. If you have any questions, let me know.